Welcome everyone to my home, my kitchen, and my heart. This is Fats Where the Flavor's At, and you know what? It's been a while, but we're back. We're back and we're excited and we've never been happier. We're with people that we absolutely love, and remember, that's what this show is about. Food, yeah, kind of is about the food, but more importantly, it's about the love of cooking for people that we love. So I've got a table full of people that we're going to be cooking for. We're going to kick off with a dish that we were hopefully going to end the last year with, but just kind of ran out of time. So we're going to kick off 2022 with one of my favorite dishes, Escarole Beans. All right, this is a dish that I grew up watching my father make. Now, my father, again, taught me a lot about cooking his way. But my father had a very interesting stomach. He had a very sensitive stomach and always ate very blandly. So for him, escarole beans was very basic, cannellini beans, escarole, and so either chicken stock or vegetable stock or water. We're going to try to elevate it just a little bit with some different things that hopefully will add a little flavor. Obviously a little bit more fat, thus the flavor. And so let's take you through them right now. I've got some pancetta, which is going to kick off the show. I've got some cannellini beans. Now, I'm using canned beans here. You can make fresh, take dry beans, soak them overnight with a little sage and rosemary or whatever herbs you like, boil them the next day. The difference really, quite frankly, between the two is you have a little bit more control over the sodium if you're cooking with fresh beans. I'm not disappointed with what the Italian people put in a can for me. So we're using canned cannellini beans, some beautiful Parmigiano Reggiano. I've got some homemade chicken stock, which I've put a couple sprigs of rosemary and sage into. I've got my garlic, I've got my bay leaves, I've got my crushed red pepper. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Pancetta. That's a lot of pancetta. But is there such a thing as too much bacon or pancetta? I say absolutely no. I've got my wooden spoon and we'll just sort of kind of get that going. Get a little crisp on it. Let some of that fat render into the olive oil that's already in the pan. I've got about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in there. I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit. And again, just get a nice toast on the pancetta. Now, you're going to watch me make this dish. One of the things that I find very important about making escarole beans, and I find this to be true with a lot of Italian food, is it's better the next day. So I'm going to take you through the process of this, but I actually made a batch of this yesterday. So once this is all composed, we're going to put this in a side pan. We're going to reintroduce yesterday's escarole beans to the main pan, heat it up, and serve it up. So again, a little toast. Try to render some of that fat off the pancetta, get a little bit of a crisp to it. When it just starts to crisp up, go ahead and throw in your cloves of garlic. I am not shy with garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4 big cloves of garlic. And we'll get that mixed in there. I am not shy with crushed red pepper. So I'll take a nice hefty pinch and I'll throw that in there. I'll throw in a nice pinch of some Mediterranean sea salt. Don't need too much. The pancetta will add a little of saltiness to it, the beans, and of course the Reggiano cheese. We'll all add a little saltiness to the dish. Yeah, you get that garlic going with the pancetta. It's tough to beat. I'm going to excuse myself, grab some white wine. All right, a little splash of white wine. Get all those flavors from the bottom of the pan into that. Start creating something of a stock or a flavor profile for the dish. Cook the wine out. Always cook the alcohol out. Never cook the wine out. Put that over there. I've got my escarole. Now, I got a lot of people I talk to who make escarole beans, and some people say, why did mine come out bitter or too bitter? It all comes down to what parts of the escarole, the head of the escarole you use. When you get closer to the bottom, the more the bitterness that there is. If you want something void of any bitterness at all, just use the top parts of the escarole head. I like a little touch of bitterness, so I use a good part of the entire head. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in. and get this sauteed up a little bit. And voila! Look how we missed one. Not bad. Throw that in there. Take my spoon. Gonna let that break down in all those flavors. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my stock. Again, it's about 2 cups of stock. Chicken stock I'm using. You can use vegetable stock. You could use store-purchased stock. I'm going to go ahead and throw the sprigs of herb in there too, just till it imparts its flavor just a little bit more, and then I'll pull those out along with the cloves of garlic. I'll let that cook down. The other thing I love to do when I'm making any type of brothy soup or tomato sauce of any sort, I always save the rinds to my Parmesan Reggiano. All right, the rinds at the end. You know, I'll chop them off if I want them sooner than before I finish grating the whole head, and I'll just slide that in there and let that sort of add its beautiful flavors as well. Ba, 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 ba. All right, we'll get that cranking up. It's still going nice. Get a nice little boil. Cook down the stock till it reduces, gets a little bit more intense in terms of the flavor. Let me add my cannellini beans, which I just absolutely love. Not shy with the beans. Isn't that right, sweetheart? Right. All right. So basically all the ingredients are in. I'm going to throw in some grated Parmesan cheese along with what's in here at the present time. And I'm going to let this cook down. And like I said, once I've done all that, I'm going to take it off the stove. I'm going to put it in a nice container. I'm going to seal it. I'm going to let it cool. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it stay overnight. Come back in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to fast forward to tomorrow when this beautiful concoction has all kind of come together. The flavors have melded beautifully. It's had a time to rest. We're going to heat it up. We're going to bowl it up. We're going to finish it off, and we're going to serve it. Come back in just a couple of minutes. See you soon. We're back. And look. Here is our escarole bean soup. I've extracted the sprig of herbs. I've taken out the heads of garlic that were in there, the bay leaves. Everything's been removed. All the flavors are in there right now, the cheese rind. So now we can start serving. So we'll just do our best to ladle this neatly and evenly. Very important thing you want to do when you're serving soups like this, any type of brothy soup. A nice final little grate of some fresh Parmigiano Reggiano. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to get all the bowls with a nice little bit of cheese. And then just as important, just a final little drizzle of some quality extra virgin olive oil. Come on, baby. Oh, am I empty? No, there it is. All right, there it is. There it is. There it is. And there it is. Finish with a piece of crusty bread. Just took a little dab of olive oil in a broiler, and it's as simple as that. You could grill it if you'd like. And we're ready to serve. Simple as that. Got anything? Yes. All right. Good? All right. And that's Escarole Beans. What are you guys drinking? You guys, Delete, talk about your cocktail you made.
Oh, it's just a spritz, Lambrusco, the Americana Aperitivo, which is about like filet, some grapefruit juice, and some soda. Delicious.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a fun day. We just, our first new episode of 2022. We've got a few more to do before the day is done. Thankful with all my heart for you guys being here, as always. What's the name of the show?
That's where the flavors
That's where the flavor's at. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.